All right, it is 4 o'clock. I will call the Plan Commission meeting to order. I'll call the roll. Mayor Sorensen is present. Alderperson Mitchell. Here. Ryan Sasma is excused. Jerry Jones, excused. Marilyn Montemayor. Here. Dave Hoffman. Here. John Matiska. Here. All right. For those in attendance, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from our October 12th meeting?
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. Minutes are approved. All right, first is 3.1, application for conditional use and sign permit with exceptions by Ranieri's Four of a Kind and Sheboygan Pasty Company to install new signage at 811 Indiana Avenue. Steve?
All right, thanks, Mayor. John Ranieri is here from Four of a Kind and Sheboygan Pasty, and Brian Dutton from Sign Me Up is here. And we're taking a look at some signage at Four of a Kind and Sheboygan Pasty. This is at 811 Indiana Avenue. There's looking at proposing 2 wall signs. The first is the sign that you see on the screen before you. It says Home of the Sheboygan Pasty Company, and that will be on the Indiana side. It's a sign foam sign, so it's got it kind of carved lettered, nice attractive sign. And then on the east side of the building, they're looking at a 32 square foot. Presently, they're showing a flat panel sign. And so the applicant is requesting a variance. One of the variances is in the central commercial zone. You can only have 2 wall signs, so they're asking for a third. When Mr. Ranieri came in recently for the Sheboygan Pasty production facility, he had mentioned at that time, the Plan Commission set some conditions of approval that included individual letter signs. And so one of the things that staff would be recommending is that if the Plan Commission approves the request, which is what staff is suggesting, that we have the applicant work with staff with regards to the east sign that you see before you to get some relief and things like that. So we've had some conversations about that. Other than that, the only other thing that the applicant is asking is while those signs would be in production, to have the ability to put banners up to, in the meantime, and didn't have any real issues with that. So staff was recommending the approval of the signage and the variances, and if anyone has any questions I can answer, and the applicants are here.
Cool. John, did you have any additional comments that you'd like to add? Are you comfortable with those recommendations? Okay. Questions from commissioners at all?
I move to approve subject to staff recommendations.
Second. Motion second. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. That's approved. All right. 3.2, application for conditional use and sign permit with exceptions by Johnsonville Sausage to install new signage at 3402 Crocker Avenue. Steve?
All right, thanks, Mayor. Katie Schultz is here from Marshall Sign, who's representing Johnsonville. As Plan Commission is aware, Johnsonville had recently purchased and is renovating the former Wigwam sign in the Sheboygan Business Park. And what they're looking to do now is add some directional signage. Could you go, to that one? You can see they have 3 driveways, and what they would like to do is have some signage that directs the loading and unloading. You can see shipping and receiving. They want to try to keep that as far away from the east side of the site where the visitors and the members who are the employees are parking. The reason why this is before us is that the ordinance allows for 9 square foot directional signs, and they're looking at 17 square feet. I think these are attractive post panel signs, didn't have any issues with the proposal, and was recommending approval of the sign permits and variants. So Katie's here and I can answer any questions.
Additional questions from anybody? Is the applicant good? Okay, cool.
I move to approve, subject to staff recommendations. These signs are nice and clear. It says where the visitor should be and where the truck should be.
There's been a motion and second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye, that's approved. Thank you. 3.3, conditional, application for conditional use and sign permit with exceptions by Morgan Stanley to install new signage at 2124 Kohler Memorial Drive. Steve?
All right, thanks, Mayor. Katie Schultz again, representing Marshall Sign, doing the work for this on behalf of Morgan Stanley. This is the office building off of Kohler Memorial Drive. You can see a couple of the signs on there. Again, this is another one of the zones that allows for 2 wall signs. And so we have several tenants, and Morgan Stanley is proposing a similar individual letter sign to what's out there. So staff was recommending approval. The only thing, could you go to the picture, this one right here? The only item that's out there is, I'm not real sure if there is any sort of internal construction going on. I know this temporary sign has been out there for a while, so I was gonna work with the applicant that before we issue the permit, either I hear from them that there's still construction taking place or that sign's removed. But staff was recommending approval other than that.
Any additional questions on this one from anybody? Any motions?
Yes, I'll make a motion. It's nice for customers to know that the business for which they're looking is there.
I'll second that. Motion and second. Any additional questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. That's approved. Thank you. 3.4, application for conditional use with exceptions by Michael Reinbold to construct a new cremation retort addition to Reinbold Novak Funeral Home located at 1535 South 12th Street. Steve?
All right, thanks, Mayor. Mike Reinbold is here, along with Mike Koenig. And do we have anyone on the phone? I'm sorry, what was the manufacturer's? Jennifer Copus, she's on as well. So the manufacturer, so basically what Mike is looking to do here is they're looking at a building addition at their facility at 1535 South 12th Street, which has been a funeral home since 1929. The proposed addition was identified as a means to provide the public needs in death with burial versus cremation. There's not additional room or space to accommodate the retort and the storage in the existing facility, so the logical move would be to be an attached addition to the facility. I'll probably have Mike or the manufacturer explain the retort so that everyone has a better understanding. Those guys can explain it a little better than I, but it has to do with the cremation aspect of the burial. The funeral home is proposing construction of about a 1,400 square foot addition. So you can see on the map before you, right now the squared section is open, and that's where the new addition is proposed to be located. So that's about 1,400 square feet, so the structure will be about 11,400 when completed. Property will continue to be used as a funeral home, as it's been for the last 90 years. With cremation being requested more often by families, they have a greater degree of expectation that the cremation will be performed on site. And Reinhold it has the desire to add this service to their funeral home so they could better serve families, giving them the peace of mind that their loved ones never leave their care. Currently, and for the past 30 years, they've done their cremations have been performed at Parkview Cremations in Fond du Lac. And with the ever-increasing choice of final disposition being cremation, we'd like to provide our client families with on-site cremation, providing them with that peace of mind. And from a business perspective, as their business continues to grow and with cremation rate increasing at the funeral home, the Reinhold finds it necessary and appropriate to add the cremation retort to the facility. And so they indicate by granting the conditional use, it allow them to perform cremations on site and keep their local business. The addition to the building will house the cremation retort, will complement the existing exterior of the building by using the same building materials and will be seamless with the rest of the building. This was at architectural review last night, who approved it. Basically, they're using the same finishes with the siding and the mansard roof, so everything is matching up to look like it's always been there. The only kind of comments with regards to this is that there's two parcels at this point in time, so one of the conditions will be that those parcels would be combined. We've spoken about that. And then the other aspect is that were discussed a little bit last night were how tall the retort would be, you know, what can you see, and I'm sure they can address that, and that there wouldn't be any types of nuisances, and they have the manufacturer online to speak to that. So staff was recommending approval of the project subject to the conditions. I can answer any questions. The applicants are here, and I'm not sure if there's a neighbor here for this one or not.
I just live behind.
Yes, yeah.
I just came because I got the letter and I just wanted to know where they were gonna put it and exactly like kind of what it was entailing, like, smell funny.
Right.
You know, things like that. I just was curious.
Maybe,
I almost went over
maybe
and
these
asked,
guys
but it
could.
felt kind of strange. That's
Yeah.
when I could say,
Yeah, no, that's exactly why you're here. Maybe these guys could have the opportunity to speak to that, and then should you have any questions at that point in time, feel free to do so.
Yeah. Gentlemen, any additional comments you'd like to add? You
You gotta come to the podium.
wanna come to one of the podiums?
Steve, I wasn't sure if you were asking, but the properties have been combined.
Oh, okay,
And we've
okay,
got a quick claim deed here, so.
excellent,
we have that
okay,
for your file.
okay.
Would it be easier if you saw a blueprint, you know, of what you're looking at?
well, I was just curious if it was gonna go in that parking lot or if it was gonna stay on your side of the alley, because I live right behind the parking lot.
Yeah, in the parking lot, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna, it's
So
gonna be
I'm just
attached.
curious the details, like what it, I mean, like, why would you need something like this? I just was curious, like,
Yeah,
curious.
that's,
The addition's proposed to close in that back corner.
Okay,
It's kind of offset back there. So
Okay.
it'll just fill that corner in. Building is gonna look exactly same materials that are on it now.
okay,
Um,
If you look at the, up there, this is 12th Street here,
okay.
and
Yeah,
I
so
believe
it's
an alley,
staying on
so
the
it's
other
this,
side of the alley.
it's this
Yes.
corner.
Okay, I was just curious.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And then I was just curious, like, when, you know, you're burning the bodies and stuff,
Yeah.
does that smell or?
That's right, those are fair questions, if you wouldn't mind addressing that.
Jennifer, if you're on, if you wanna take it from there and just kind of explain the process a little bit, that'd be helpful, I think.
Okay.
Absolutely, but I didn't hear any of the questions.
Does it smell when you burn the bodies?
Yeah,
Under normal operating circumstances, there is no smoke, there is no odor. You really won't even notice that the machine is operating. Just discussing the current caseload of the Ryan Bold Novak Funeral Home, even with 100 cremations a year, if you do the math and you base a cremation on an average of 2 hours, this machine will be sitting idle 98% of the time. So it really will be the exception than it is the norm when it's on. If you were inside of the facility or perhaps outside on the physical property site, you may be able to hear something similar to a heating and air conditioning unit, but as far as being able to hear it from anything else beyond the outside perimeter, you're really not going to be able to tell. The only way to tell if the machine is operating is to look at the top of the stack, and you'll see the shimmering heat waves as you see when you're lighting up your gas grill at home. And that way you know that the machine is running, but other than that, you really won't know that it's there. What other questions were there?
I think that was most of them. That was
Yeah,
it.
I just was curious
No
Yeah.
worries.
what it meant. And-
Yep. Hey, we're all learning.
Any, Dave?
Just looking at the one picture, looked like there was a garage door. Are you currently loading and unloading through that area?
Yeah, with the double garage door and the single garage door are?
Yeah.
That's currently the access that we have to that garage. So
Okay.
those doors are gonna be closed and then they're gonna be relocated on the east side of the building.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're still gonna have access to that garage, it's just gonna be a different access point to
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Yeah.
Questions, motions from commissioners?
I'll make a motion to approve, subject to staff recommendations. Good plan, I'm getting closer, good idea.
Second.
Aren't we all?
Oh, geez. Okay, there's been a motion and second. Final questions? All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. That's approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Answer your question.
Next meeting is November 9th. And since we've exhausted the agenda, is there a motion to adjourn? Motion second. All those in favor of adjourning, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. We're adjourned at 4:15. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks a
That was
lot.
a quickie.